Proceeding.
Pande.
Yo, people
Of the internet, welcome to Maskani podcast.
beyond the surface,
Being
episode 2.
Bwana, tunapanda episode 2
Jamani,
ikiwa ni Jamhuri tarehe 12 mwezi wa 12.
and guess what?
Bwana, niambie.
It's my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday my brother.
Thank you.
Hey, ndio hivyo, umefikisha miaka mingapi ama?
16?
Tuache joke.
16
years na
down the
ndevu.
line.
Na ndevu
It's a
unafanya
milestone,
nini?
bro.
Ni milestone, lakini
Kama ulikuwa 16 na haukuwa na ndevu, jua hizo ni genes tofauti.
Sawa. Happy birthday by the way.
Thank you.
Keep shining, keep growing.
As you can see,
happy turnings.
Thank you so much, my brother.
So today we're going to be talking about the political landscape of Kenya.
Exactly.
Na today, kama hujui, Mr. Baraza Kimanai is a political analyst. Verified and standard.
Unstable one.
Yeah, so he doubles also up as a political news reporter.
Bila shaka, a journalist.
A journalist. So we're going to be talking about the political landscape of Kenya, considering that the 2027 election going to be very different.
Very different.
Because the electorate has changed as compared to the previous years. So hapa ni GENZs tu wameongezeka kwa that electorate.
Bila shaka.
So we can see Madagascar, Morocco, Kenya, Tanzania, and eventually Nepal.
Even Benin.
Even in Benin. But in Benin, I think it was an attempted coup by the military. Yeah. But I think in Madagascar, they staged a very successful revolution. The GENZs.
It was according to the constitution.
It was constitutional.
Bila shaka.
Yeah, so it led to fleeing of the president of Madagascar. I'm told he escaped to France. So
and is he back?
I think he is back. Na alikuwa ameletwa akuwe charged in the court of law. I don't know where the case has reached, but yeah, that is it. Morocco kuwa na maandamano the same time the demonstration were happening in Madagascar.
Bila shaka.
Also in Tanzania, we witnessed some days back after the 29th, I think it was November.
Yeah, 29 October.
October.
And the case is still there because nimesikia so many things has been happening ICC.
Yeah, kumekuwa na taarifa ya kwamba maybe tukafika kule ICC. And then Nepal, outside Africa, the GENZs staged a very we can say it's a successful demonstration.
And they've been saying that Kenyan GENZs are the mother to this.
I think
because they were their motivation. Because if you can relate very well whatever happened in Nepal, it was the same thing that happened in Kenya.
Yeah, so in Kenya, the demos happened, I think it was last year, June 25th. And now, back now to our topic.
Bila shaka.
So, the political landscape has really changed since those demos.
Bila shaka.
And I think the GENZs will be a very vital part of the electorate that will make a very vital change in the coming election. And as an analyst, does those demos that were staged last year really has an impact in the coming 2027 election?
Thank you so much, Bwana Wamita. And allow me by starting to say a Swahili assertion. You know I'm a Swahili, so I have to.
I got you.
I have to.
There
is this Swahili saying that always say that amani haiji ila kwa njia ya upanga. The GENZs, they came to realize that there are some of the people that are in power that are trying to use their power to manipulate their resources. How many GENZs are jobless right now? There is a lot of unemployment, and that was one of the things that made GENZs to go on the streets.
But I think the president has even today he has told us that a lot of people have been, more so the youths, have been employed in the construction of the houses, affordable houses that is going on, and also the I think the inaitwa nini,
before
kazi majuu,
I know
yeah,
my brother.
the kazi majuu
You know,
initiative.
let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
You are a resident from Western Kenya, right?
Yeah, Bungoma more
Okay, more
specifically.
specifically Bungoma,
Yeah.
the place I come from.
Mhm.
So let me ask you a question. Now that you are a youth, right?
Yeah.
You are a campus student, right? So when the president anakuja kutuambia ya kwamba more youths are benefiting from housing program.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen any housing program around? You yourself?
So far, I've
No, have you?
so far kusema ukweli, I've not
You
seen
have
it.
not seen it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
which youth is the president talking about, actually? By
Maybe
God's sake, which youths is he
the
talking about? Because
Kenyan
since I
youths.
was born,
Mhm.
I was just hearing about this something like housing, but I've never seen anything like housing.
The
Actually, uh, so Ashakumsi Matusi,
Mhm.
allow me to say that this housing program, it was initiated as one way of manifesto to President William Ruto,
Mhm.
without even knowing how are they going to implement it, because you cannot start something without the foundation,
Mhm.
And if you can recall, one of the presidents,
Mhm.
one of these fine presidents, alikuwa ameanzisha hiyo kitu, but it was taking a slow process.
Oh,
But the problem is, the current regime decided to use this thing without even knowing. Because how can you tell me that you will use a tax that is collected from the people, normal people, to
Mhm.
build houses that are not even affordable to them?
Mhm.
Saizi ukiniambia, I'm a comrade, or rather my parent ako huko home Bungoma, he's living peacefully, then you tell by the way, recently
Mhm.
I had a CS for sijui wa viwanda vidogo, Mr. Oparanya,
SMEs.
SMEs,
Uh-huh.
saying that people should relocate from mashinani then to affordable housing. How is that?
Yeah, so
It's not even helping.
as for me, I think there is a good idea,
Mhm,
because if you can see the mushrooming of slums in most of the cities
mhm,
is pathetic. So I think the idea is good, but not I don't think is applicable to
mhm.
all counties,
Bila shaka.
or all constituency. I think if that project could have been concentrated on on a serious places where the housing problem is a real problem.
A real problem,
I
as you
think
can see.
it could be better.
And
So, do you think the GENZs will have an impact on the 2027 elections?
absolutely.
How?
Um, just to take you back to 2022
Mhm.
general election. During that election, a lot of Gen Zs were not even aware about voting. Actually, most of them, they were not even voting.
Mhm.
And as you look at June 2025 demos in
Mhm.
the previous year,
Mhm.
I think this is something that is going to shape the political landscape of Kenya, because as I look into it,
Mhm.
so many Gen Zs are bitter.
Mhm.
Why?
But bitterness doesn't remove somebody in an office.
And that is why they are bitter, because that person who is in office is
Mhm.
not doing according to their way.
So, what is the strategy of the Gen Zs to make sure that they in 2027 they make a proper decision?
Actually, the Gen Zs have their own plan.
Mhm.
As you can see nowadays, the last previous elections, it was held
Mhm.
basing on ethnicity, basing on regional basis. But remember, the Gen Z said, we are tribeless.
Mhm.
We are ethnic free
Mhm.
people. We are leaderless. So now you cannot tell me that somebody could go onto the Gen Zs to convince them
Mhm.
that let's do this. Because why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I was hearing some of the rumors saying that the GENZs could have come out at large to vote for the previous by-elections. You know, that was not up to the GENZs to decide on that by-elections on whom they are going to vote. The GENZs are waiting for the 2027 general election, because even there in Malaba, Ndakwa wasn't the problem. Yeah, Ndakwa wasn't the problem. But as you can see, the regime is the problem. So, you know, even if somebody might be in UDA, if that person is good, they are going to vote for that person. That is whatever I said. Actually, in my home place, Bumula, where I come from, the MP, by that time, he was from DAP. The MP was good. We voted for him. But Ruto, by that time, President Ruto was good because of his manifestos. We voted for him.
The bottom up.
The bottom up agenda. Actually,
Very nice.
I wish we could have President Ruto could have accomplished all the things he said it was.
When you check the 2022 Kenya Kwanza's manifesto was one of the best manifestos to have ever occurred in the political arena. So you've said the agencies will have an impact, but the IEBC gave out their report, and they told us that so far they've only registered 90,000 people.
You know,
90,000 people.
You know, my brother, it's very hurtful for the youths, or rather the GENZs, to hear the IEBC chair saying that it's very impossible to steal election in Kenya, and yet we know something that are happening. You know, we have some things we have never came across is that these people are not even transparent. What I know, they are not transparent about it.
So in short, you're saying the IEBC report is not real?
Actually, absolutely, it's not real.
But I've been in one of these. I was in one of the Huduma centers, and I saw the turnout was very low, and I could really relate with the numbers that IEBC was giving. I don't know.
You know, the IEBC should do one thing. You know, nowadays, how many Huduma centers are we having in Kakamega, actually? How many Huduma centers are we having in Bungoma? How many Huduma centers are we having in our counties? So it's up to the state to put up more Huduma centers to allow these people to go and get their election cards. Because you cannot tell me that somebody from Shamahoho, or rather somebody from the far end Malava, Navaholo, Ama Emanulia, should spend the transport, or rather the transportation cost, back to the Huduma Center, which is in Kakamega town, to go and acquire a mere registration, election card.
But I think we have this registration points, but not necessarily the Huduma Center.
I remember those registration points were there, but right now, are they there? The dates were there, but remember the time the exercise was taking place. You have to carry the exercise. Maybe it is in Kakamega County. It was during the school period. Most of the students, most of the youths were in school. Actually, me, I come from Bungoma. I'm in Kakamega. What do you expect? Where should I go and register my vote? Because I know very well I just want to vote from home. But what have I to do?
I think IEBC will have to rectify on their way on which they are doing the things, because when you see we are living in a very highly technological time that most of these Gen Zs, by the way, spends time on their phones. My suggestion could be maybe they bring this registration even to the phones.
To the front.
Yeah, you do the registration yourself on your phone. I think it could be a very.
And that is why I was suggesting, let them bring this on the on internet. Actually, most of them nowadays they access internet.
But I don't think if they're gonna do that, because you know they, if we are saying that I don't think if that massive registration of Gen Zs can be a good
Actually,
sign to the
um,
government. I
you know,
can see like it's some strategy
mhm,
when we have this the low turnout of the GENZs can be a very good leeway
mhm.
of the government of the day to stay maybe
Maybe.
in the
And
government.
I cannot agree with that online registration actually,
Why?
because you know very well the system, how it works.
Mhm,
When you say that people should register online, that is absolutely wrong because it's against the constitution.
mhm.
You cannot take somebody to go and register something like election online. That is bridging.
But what I was just saying is just to make the registration more accessible.
You know,
That was just a suggestion.
something that these people should do.
Mhm,
I think the IEBC should look at into it. It's because okay, now that most of the youths who are aged between 18 to maybe 30,
yeah.
most of them are in school,
Mhm.
are in campus, so they should bring this thing closer. They should
Uh-huh.
see that it's good that most of the people are in school. You have to go there. They bring closer these people.
Yeah.
Then they bring those registration officers back to the campuses, or rather back to the schools where these agencies can easily access
Mhm.
their registration cards. I think that will be better.
You don't know you think these people doesn't know that could work. Now Morara Kebaso,
Mhm,
Kasmuel Makore
mhm,
came out as the Gen Z leaders after the 25th of June 2024 demos.
mhm.
But on the way, Kebaso started very well.
Naam.
Marco Ore started very well. But as per now, Kebaso is nowhere to be seen.
Mhm,
Marco Ore is in ODM.
mhm,
And I can see the heat that the Gen Z had last year has gone down.
mhm,
So when you say the Gen Zs are leaderless,
mhm.
how does this leaderless revolution works?
My brother, we live by history
Mhm,
and we always refer to whatever is there.
mhm.
I have never seen anywhere that the assertion says Mark Ore is the leader of the GENZs. I have never seen anywhere that
But
says
mhm.
Kebaso Morara is the leader of GENZs.
but but Makaure led a very successful demos in Nairobi last year.
So he led,
He led.
but it was successful, right?
Yeah.
What after?
Now
What happened?
after leading the demos, he was I don't know what
No,
happened.
just say it because I know it's true. It's true. He was lured, right? He was lured. And when somebody is lured, what happened?
He
Can you
buy
see the hits that young man was receiving from the GENZs?
I,
Can
I,
you see it?
I can remember.
Yeah.
Morara Kebaso even came had a party,
Mhm,
inject party,
mhm,
but I don't know what happened because it reached a point. He was saying that he's not getting an appropriate support from the Gen Zs. I don't know how can a leaderless revolution. I can't see how it can really work because you can't tell me that we're gonna be just like ships in a in darkness trying to make our way out. It won't happen like that.
Morara Kebaso, as you said, he started very well.
Yeah.
But the only thing that Morara Kebaso took it in the wrong way is this assertion that he started asking for money.
Mhm.
I think that thing you heard about it.
Uh,
It's not a wrong assertion. It
mhm.
was true.
It was true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
started asking for money, and it was too early for him to start asking for money. So most of the Gen Z, Kenyans are very brave people.
Mhm.
More so the Gen Zs. You cannot lure somebody to give you money
But
at
but
this state of the economy.
but what was I think he gave out the reason. He said that the what he was doing, he was going around the country trying to expose uh, the stagnant government projects that had never taken place. ever never took place, even if the money or the budget had allocated the money to those projects. And he said that he was one in one interview, and he was saying that the whole process, the traveling and everything was very expensive. And if he could, if people could have not been supporting him, he could have get a support from maybe a government
So,
official
mhm.
that might have manipulated the real cause of what he was doing.
Thank you. And let me ask you a question. Like, those stagnant projects that Morara Kebaso was exposing to to the public.
Yes,
How was it helpful?
I think
How was it helpful?
it was just a wake up call to
It,
the
okay, it was a wake up call.
yes,
Actually, the work of the opposition is just to have checks and balances.
yeah.
Most of the projects that Morara Kebaso was showing, actually, it wasn't under President Ruto's rule. Most
Mhm.
of them were started by President Uhuru Kenyatta,
But
the
but
previous one.
but President Ruto was in the previous regime with President Uhuru.
I know, but remember, that was the main reason as to why President Ruto, actually, they fall out with President Uhuru. You never know. Maybe that was one of the main projects that made these people to leave each other. But okay, let me come to your point. Morara Kebaso was a brave man.
Mhm.
And he was good. Actually, I love that man wherever he is. But this thing yenye alikuwa anakuja nayo, that he just want to be the leader of the GENZs.
Mhm.
GENZs were having that fear of that when they have their own leader,
He
huyu
can
mtu
be easily
atakuja.
manipulated.
Sure, that look at something that happened to Kasmuel.
Mhm.
Actually, nikiangalia Kasmuel zile speech alikuwa anaunda previously before he joined this broad called what government.
Broad based.
I
Don't
don't know. I don't know.
ah.
Okay, thank you so much for reminding me that it's called broad-based. So I remember that person alikuwa anatulead vizuri. Alikuwa na lead Gen Z vizuri.
Mhm.
And it was even before something before 2025
Mhm.
started. This man was well. But the moment huyu kijana aliitwa, I don't know mwenye alimuita.
It is basically Raila. I was
Yeah,
listening to
yeah,
him.
sure. It was
Uh,
Baba who called him.
Baba.
But I don't know what happened to Baba. May his soul rest in peace. I
Mhm.
don't know what happened to him. Ndiposa aite Kasmuel. But I cannot say that it was Baba's influence. I
Why?
don't think it was Baba's influence.
Why? And he is the
Because,
one who called him. He made him the youth something of the party
but
during
with whose approval?
Baba. Baba was an
Okay,
absolute leader of
he
ODM.
was just the ODM youth leader.
Mhm.
Do you mean that all the youths were in ODM? Actually, we have youths in
ODM
PNU.
youth leader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But he wasn't nationwide youth leader.
But
So
ODM
that
was
cannot be guaranteed him to be the leader of the youth, or rather the leader of the Gen Z. He was just the leader of the ODM youths.
yeah. So we have digressed a bit, but my question was,
Yeah.
how can a leaderless revolution happen? How? I want you to give me that picture on how these leaderless people can uh, really carry out a very successful revolution.
My brother, nowadays we have some people called activists.
Mhm.
Yeah, and as activists, they are always neutral. They are
How?
always neutral. Actually, like they always look at the positive part.
Mhm.
They cannot look at the negative part.
Mhm.
And that is why you've seen each and every killing that is happening in Kenya. The activists should come up, you know.
Mhm.
So take for example the case of Boniface Mwangi. He was an activist and he was leading the Gen Zs. Actually, each and everything it was being talked about. It was
Boniface Mwangi.
Boniface Mwangi, the one who was abducted in Tanzania together with Agatha of Uganda.
But
You remember?
he's, you you said somewhere there. He's alive.
No, no, he's
Uh,
not
he was
dead.
abducted.
He was
Yeah,
abducted.
yeah.
Yeah. So that Boniface, actually, he was an activist.
Mhm.
So some people like that, when they come up, they they give a call, and I thank God nowadays, youths, I think, wamejua kwamba internet is helping.
Mhm.
Internet is really helping, and that is where the government is getting a lot of challenge,
Mhm.
because wakijaribu kufunga mtandao, they know very well it's against the constitution, so they can't. So the only thing yenye naweza kwambia, a leaderless revolution can only help where there is activists and where there is social media, freedom
Mhm.
of speech. And here in Kenya, we do have it.
Mhm.
People talk, they have to express themselves.
Mhm.
So that is where the leaderless revolution can only work.
So social media will play a very big role.
Actually, let me
Mhm.
take you back to June 25th,
Last year.
last year's demos.
Mhm.
Do you remember when the government decided to shut down
Yeah.
the media?
Mhm.
What happened?
It
There
was,
is this guy who looks like me, Larry Mado. Do you remember what happened?
yeah, he
You
looks like
remember?
you.
He looks like me. Actually, he looks like me. So that is something that happened, and I remember it was a good one.
Mhm.
I think he made the whole world knows whatever is happening in Kenya, despite some of the media houses being closed down. Mm.
So let us wait and see.
Mhm.
Now the by-elections, Malava, Mbere,
Mhm.
Magarini, and we had also some of the wards that were carrying out their by-elections.
Mhm.
So I expected that the by-elections could really draw me a picture of what will happen in 2027 regarding the uprising, or the new uprising of this new kind of electorate. But it was very different.
Mhm.
It was just normal things that we've used to, because in Malava, I saw those millennials,
Mhm.
Gen X.
Mhm.
The turnout of Gen Zs in the by-elections was very, very, very low. How is it that what will change
Mhm.
before we reach 2027, or what made this Gen Zs not to come out during the by-elections?
My brother, let me tell you something. When you talk about the Malava, the Mbere, the whatever election,
Mhm.
I have to get you right that a free and fair election cannot ever be supported by goonism, by intimidation, by killings,
Mhm.
And we as the Gen Zs, actually the Gen Zs are the most peaceful people.
Mhm.
We cannot engage in something that we know very well that this thing is not even free and fair.
But
Because a free and fair election should be free from goonism.
Mhm.
You
but
remember whatever happened?
but I never saw them condemning what happened maybe in Malava and in
What did you expect the Gen Zs to do?
maybe they could have staged demonstration.
Demonstrations. Do you think nowadays demonstrations can work?
But I think that's the only way they can express their
And
feelings.
and brother, let me tell you, as I told you, is that nowadays, let me say this, even if the person is good and that person is in a wrong chama, you have to vote for that person, you know.
Mhm.
And the Gen Z's target is not the Malava seat, because how is that going to help them?
Because
How is the Malava seat going to help a Gen Z who is in Bungoma?
but
How is the Malava seat
Mhm.
going to help a Gen Z who is in Navaholo?
but that thing that most of us doesn't really comprehend is that uh, this starting from the bottom, or starting from a very low stage of this election, affects up to the top of uh, of the whole thing. So if you vote wrong at the bottom, the top will be affected.
Mhm.
So if you don't come out to vote to a right person who will represent you in the parliament, where your laws and your representations most specifically are, because they are members of parliament, are the people who carries the real representation of the people on the ground. So if you don't come out to vote to that real person who makes legislations and makes laws that affects you, how do you expect the president, who is on the top of that thing, not to be compromised
Thank you.
by a wrong parliament?
Thank you. My brother, let me ask you, let me tell you something. It's not that all the MPs that are in UDA are being contrary to the wish of the people.
Mhm.
Take, for example, a MP from Nyali, Mohammed Ali,
Mohammed Ali.
that were Jichopevu.
But
That man is in UDA, but that man is working. I have never seen where that man anasimama, engage in any political quarrel with anybody.
Mohammed Ali, what I think is just quiet.
Actually, he's quiet, and that is it. He's in UDA. He's doing his job. Then the MP, take for example, the MP, tuseme which MP, actually did Mas Barasa of Bungoma. That man is doing work. He's doing good.
I can agree with
Yeah,
you to
he's
some
doing
extent.
good. Yeah, but he's in UDA. So leave along these rumormongers, these small, some members of some MPs of UDA that are trying to go, like they have to present worship for them to be given a docket. Look at Halwale. Halwale was in UDA. He was a senator of Kenya from Kakamega under the UDA ticket.
He's still,
but he's not in UDA. Okay, he's still in UDA, but the position was taken away. Look at him. Actually, Halwale, I love him because he has zeal, that zeal and passion to do something, to push over something. And that's why I'm telling you, we cannot, we have to, we have to avoid this thing that we have to vote for the chama. That is not right at all. We have to vote for the person whom we know that this person will deliver.
So I got you very good points there. Yeah. But the question, the answers are not, they've not come out very clearly. The question was, why did you GENZs didn't participate in the by-elections?
My brother, it's very hurtful when you say that why did you GENZs did not participate. Actually, there were GENZs who participated in elections.
The number was very low.
Okay, but they were the GENZs. You cannot say that there is no GENZs who participated in that by-election. Can you get the point? Actually, the GENZs were there. And, it's not even the GENZs who are tired of this regime. It's not even the GENZs alone. We had millennials. So, and if you can see, the gap that was in between the person who was under the Kenya Kwanza under the Kenya Kwanza UDA election and the DAP, let's take that of Malava. It was very shallow. It was very shallow.
The range was very shallow.
That can tell you that DAP it's just a chama that came 3 years ago. So it's a chama that is trying to build its own grassroots across the Western Kenya and let's say across the country. So we have to go slowly by slowly. Let's wait for 2027 to come. Whatever that will happen, we don't know. But what we always pray is for peace.
Yeah.
Peace to prevail.
Peace is a very...
Peace is a very,
you can see what is happening in the Eastern Congo, in Kivu and Uvira, those M23 things. And so you... in Madagascar and Nepal, we could see a structure. We could see a structure, even though they were GENZs who led the revolution, but we could see a very structural kind of thing that could really result to something. If you check if you can study the GENZs of Kenya, as per now, we are remaining with around 1 year and some months to the general elections. But the structure as per now isn't clear.
So my brother, as I told you, good things takes time. And by now, you know, the GENZs are very brave people, as you can see. So it's not yet time for politics. It's not yet time for manifesto making, as I told you. And okay, let me not diverge away from the topic. As you said that the GENZs are not well structured. That is what you mean, right?
Yeah.
But you can see whatever that that happened is that there is no GENZs that has come out to say that we are going to support this person, we are going to support this person. That is why nilikwambia the GENZs are leaderless, they are tribeless, and actually by now hakuna mtu amejua stand yao, but you know their mission.
So you can say we can assume it's a strategy.
Yeah.
Let's assume that.
Sure.
We are assuming.
Let's not assume. That's the truth, bro. That's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot assume something that is visible to somebody.
So let us wait and see. But for me, the creatures outside looked unto the pigs and then looked to the man, again to the pigs, back again to the man, and they saw no difference. So that marks the end of our podcast today. Yeah, we're gonna be meeting here again next time. So keep liking, commenting, sharing, and also subscribing to our YouTube channel. Then kale karing ka notification gonga kale. Episode ikishuka, you'll be the first one to get it.
Remember, I've been your own
Sami Simiyu Baraza Kimanai,
only the kijana mstaarabu aliyestaarabika kutokana na starehe za mababu.
Mimi nakwenda kwa jina
Patrick
Wamita.
See you next time.